recording all this, and it's like, and I'll
And
hear the tape back that says, "Yes, and I'm going to kill everyone at the radio station."
all right, so let's do this. Let's do this proper. Hold on. Let's do there. And then press this button and we'll play one of our sponsors. Here we go.
When you're out on the road and you want something good to eat and you don't want to waste no goddamn time, you want some food fast, tasty, cheap, come on down to Brimley's, where we only got 5 things. We got soda pop, we don't even got no diet, so don't even
put your mute on.
fucking ask. We got the best goddamn chicken sandwich you ever had, and we got a cheeseburger that's second to none. That leaves us with 2 more items for our menu. Because remember, we only got 5 things. That leaves us with French fries, crispy, delicious, moist on the inside, and lots of goddamn salt. What could that fucking 5th item be? How about the best goddamn macaroni and cheese you ever fucking put in your mouth? That's right, Ripley's only got 5 things. Soda, chicken sandwich, a cheeseburger, French fries, mac and cheese. And don't ask us for a damn salad. And don't ask for a diet soda. And if you don't like the cheese, well, f***ing peel it off, because we ain't doing no special orders. They's all getting cheese on them. And if you want condiments, we got ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard, relish, and diced onions. Help your self, because we're not here to serve you. We're here to serve you. Come down to Brimley's, Brimley's, really good food. Damn good food.
Sorry about that, gang. But now we must return you to the Slade and Mayson
Oh my gosh.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
This segment is brought to you by Brimley's. The last
Don't ask for no gotten.
apparently
We got 5 things.
they don't have salads apparently. So
Oh,
yeah, this is brought to you by Brimley's. Previous was brought to you by Pouchies, home of the Joey Burger.
only the classic
Oh,
spot
gosh.
for the Slade Nation
Of
show.
course. Let's see. So I need to say thank you to Josh Woodward for the music. Also to thank Dano Music for the music, because we ain't paying for any of this stuff.
Because we're frugal.
We're frugal, yeah. Now you mentioned before the break, you were talking about Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! I told you it was end of August, beginning of September. I saw at Wally World. I saw Christmas trees and the frozen popsicle sticks out on the same floor, right next to each other. I'm like, all right, it was just one big long holiday. So I don't know about you. Do you? You're not putting up a tree. You don't have kids, so you don't have the whole holiday thing going on for Christmas. I would imagine.
Yeah, that's pretty close to correct.
Okay.
Yes.
But, here we will, go down to the local wherever and we'll purchase a tree and, that'll be the end of it. I think I purchased it from Walmart last year because it was like any place else, it was like $89 for a 6-foot tree. Walmart had them for like $35. And I'm like, all right.
Dan.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You got a forest right there in your yard.
Yeah, but
You go
I
buy
can't.
a tree.
I can't put a 97-foot tree in my. And if I just use the last 6 feet, it's going to look like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Now there's something to be said for the Charlie Brown tree. Now come on, man.
It only takes one string of lights. So if your 9 strings you only got 3 lights.
I was
easy to swap
on the air this week, and I was talking about my mom. God rest her soul.
Mm-hmm.
She got in 1966, I think.
Chevy Impala, what?
The 1966, she got our Christmas tree. It was a wondrous, bright silver Christmas tree.
Thank you for mentioning silver. Yes.
That came, all the branches came in those little paper tubes. And you would put them on the tree, and they would look like this big tinfoil tree.
Yes.
And then my mom decided that, we should have some color in this. So she bought one of those wheels. Red,
about.
blue.
All right. Nobody
green.
knows. All right. So I will explain to those of you who are under 90 what he's talking about. It was a slowly moving, rotating disc that had a bright white light behind it, or you could just use the Christmas lights behind it. And the disc was partitioned into three, and you had a plastic opening that had a red cover on it, and then you had green, and then you had blue, and this slowly rotating disc would change colors based upon the light shone through it. It was like it's the most stupid, hideous, flippin' thing that I'm thank you for bringing it to my attention because I forgot all about it. So that was the color.
Like I said, that was 1966.
So you didn't have Christmas lights.
Oh yes. They would put some Christmas lights, a string of them around, but we couldn't turn them on but like 15 minutes, and then had to be off.
Yeah. Why?
Because then it's like they would conduct and they would get warm, and on the metallic Christmas tree, all of a sudden now you got this. It's a big filament.
It's like an open face toaster.
Yeah. Like I said, God rest her soul. I'm surprised that we didn't die. You got 95 extension cords. Anyway, so
that's great.
This was 1966.
Yes.
And I finally relented and retired that Christmas tree in, let's see, Jennifer is 27, so 30, no.
Oh, you mean it's passed down to you?
In 2004, I think.
Math is hard after a few hits, isn't it?
Yeah, in 2004. So that Christmas tree I used every year for over 40 years.
Jeepers.
Then it's like I was with a young lady and loved her dearly, still do.
Yeah.
And she said, you really don't know until you've gotten a real Christmas tree. And so I relented. And then here came this Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. And it looked nice. And it smelled nice for a couple of days. Mm-hmm. And then it started to not look so nice.
you got to water those things.
It really didn't have any more smell to it. Oh, yeah. It's like I put the little sugar thing in the bottom, the little container at the bottom. But, it's, you're using wood heat. And you know how dry that is?
Okay. So here's what's wrong. When you purchase a Christmas tree, what you're supposed to do, as soon as you get it home, you're supposed to cut off the last half inch to an inch of the bottom of the tree. Once that's done, then you go ahead and you get your tree stand, and you go ahead and you get a big, huge 2-liter container of 7-Up. Bring this to the kitchen and warm this up to a slight boil, just below a boil. Then what you do is take that, pour it gently into the container, bring it down to almost above room temperature. You don't want it too cool, you want it warm enough. Then gently put the freshly cut tree that you've recut from the bottom into the tree. This will allow it to absorb all the delicious nutrients of the 7-Up. It'll go back up into the branches. It'll give this beautiful floral arrangement. And then as you go throughout the day, you can add additional 7-Up, or you can do again and just add a little bit of sugar water. As you're doing this, you're feeding the tree and keeping it going and alive, and it'll flourish. Now, you mentioned the fact that you are having a wood environment. You do want to add a little bit more water than you would normally have. You'll probably put about a gallon and a half. You'll be surprised at just how much water this Christmas tree can actually absorb. I once did 2 gallons in one day. I was amazed. So what I realized is you'll need to add the water every couple of hours or so. Now, you may have to take off some time from work to do this, but that's the most important thing because you need to keep the spirit of Christmas alive. And we all know that a freshly cut tree is all what Christmas is about. We don't talk about the Christmas trees that are dead. People talk about Christmas trees that are alive, and they're happy that the tree's there. Stop laughing. This is very important. And that's what you need to do. Now, it's interesting you mentioned Christmas trees because I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that someone had actually purchased, again, this is an artificial tree, you said a silver tree. They purchased I want to say this correctly, hold on. I don't want to, no, not offensive, an African-American tree.
A what?
African-American, it was black. Black Christmas tree.
Right next to the Velvet Elvis, man.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And they're like, oh, I love it. It takes the silver beautifully. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So we've gone so far away from what Christmas and where did okay. So Christmas trees is actually a German tradition of cutting down a perfectly good tree, dragging it into your house, and sticking a bunch of candles on it so you set fire to your house. What a great idea. Here, Geraldine, I have an idea.
The Rockefeller Center tree is going to be 72 feet.
Oh, my gosh.
And,
is Donald Trump going to set fire to it?
Hold on a second.
I'm going to press this button. It'll be the greatest button ever. I'm going to have a wall.
I'm talking with Counsel Saul Rabinowitz, so hold on a minute.
You should talk to my come on the goose.
I'm not allowed to say that.
So I was gonna put the button up, but there was this wall in the way. It was gonna it's gonna be the greatest thing ever seen.
All right, now look, hey, listen, buddy, you listen here. One thing we have not talked about is a big elephant in the room, and I don't know why you haven't touched it yet.
You mean Donald? Yeah.
You'll get it. Come on, roll it out there. Come on.
So it's funny because he took an extra 5 seats in the Senate, but lost his pants in the House.
Which was really expected. The pickup of the Senate seats was interesting, but that's neither here nor there. But now
they're talking about the I word. The House is impeachment.
Can I tell you how I've made this analogy?
Go ahead.
On Wednesday morning, you could have stuck a piece of coal up Donald Trump's butt, and I guarantee you we'd have got a diamond out of it.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, it is puckered now.
Yeah, he should be scared right now.
Yes. But it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be the greatest thing ever to happen because I'm great. I'm just magnificent.
So there's some concern.
No.
There's some concern that the House would indeed go back and take a look at stuff, and they might entertain the idea of impeaching President Trump. But the concern is it would cost millions of dollars and perhaps worth every penny.
You can't, but no.
Anyway.
And here's the thing. You're a parent, just as am I.
Mm-hmm.
And, as the kids got older, they weren't as impressed with the punishment angles. And so as I got older, I learned that I could work on their head because I won't say anything. And you're just waiting for the boom to be lowered.
Yeah, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, right?
Yeah, buddy. That's where we're at right now.
Okay.
And you know what? That can be a very good thing for the country because it's not going to impede the progress. It's just going to make the players act a little more carefully.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how this all shakes out. We're not trying to get political, guys. We're just playing fun. Playing fun.
Funny. It is going to be funny because again, this is almost like a chess game played by stupid chess players.
I'm going to move my king right here. Yeah.
Yeah, right there in front
Yeah,
of
it's
that
going to be
big
beautiful.
lady.
Oh, what,
Yeah.
wait, is that a queen? Oh my gosh, I think I messed up.
Oh.
So speaking of queens and messing up, so there was a story I don't know where these become front page news, but
Fake
it was
news.
front page news
Fake
about
news.
it was a legal sex worker who booked $1 million worth of activities for 2018. Can you imagine? I mean, that's that's a lot of work.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you are on your game.
Yeah,
Your
that was
game
all
is
bad.
righteous.
Yeah, it reminds me of a really old joke. Husband and wife really concerned they're not making any money. Husband says, "Look, honey, reluctantly, I gotta send you out to sell yourself. We got bills to pay and got to keep the house going." And she reluctantly says, "All right, I'll go out." So she's gone. She comes back about 2-3 weeks later, and he's like, "Man, you've been gone for a long time. So what happens?" "Well, I've been turning tricks." She goes, "Oh my gosh. Well, how much did you make?" She said, "I made $2,800.25. He says, $2,800.25. Who gave you the 25 cents? Oh, everybody. See, that's why she was gone for 2 weeks. Anyway, that was inappropriate. So
Don't you edit that joke out. Don't you
so
Ready? I'm pulling rank. That joke stays.
all right. So before we came on board, I made myself some toast, and you made yourself some toast, correct?
Yes.
All right. There's a cardiologist that came out, and
Because the toast will kill you.
he's a cardiologist, Stephen Gundry. He wrote a book called Planet Paradox, and he talked about bread, and he says there's only one bread that he would recommend, and it's called barely bread. It's got soy, yeast, let's see,
In other words, garbage.
egg whites, almond flour, coconut oil, coconut flour, sweet potato flour, hazelnut flour, almond butter, and some other good stuff. And the consistency is exactly not even like bread. They recommend zapping it in a toaster and then smashing some avocado on it, and you can't tell the difference. Oh my gosh! Yeah, apparently it's only available at Whole Foods. Thank God.
I was wondering where they put all the reject foods. Is it Whole Foods?
Now available at Whole Foods. Oh my gosh! Yeah. So apparently it only looks like it's the shape of bread. It's not even like white. It's like this dark brown, nasty, gross. Looks like
Oh my God.
looks like old beat up pumpernickel or something. No. Oh, for crying out loud! Moderation. Oh my gosh. Whew. All right. Is there anything you want to talk about before I go into something else?
I don't know if I can. Dan.
All right.
Yes, you are. You definitely are on your game
All
this
right.
week.
I, like I said, first thing in the morning. You choose one thing to do. I choose another. Barely Bread, now available at Whole Foods. Tried in the new slices, bagels, and baguettes.
I wonder whether Brimley's will serve that.
No, we only got 5 things. Stop. Get your own bleeping bread.
I have some friends that are going. They're in Philadelphia right now because they're going for the game, the Dallas Cowboy game tonight against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And since I left Philly, the one thing that I really have missed is a genuine Philly cheesesteak.
Now, remember, 14 years ago, I brought you one.
It wasn't from Philly.
Yes, it was. Don't you remember? Yes, it was. And I told the guy, I said, look, I'm bringing this back to a guy who's from Philly. Remember, we had the 2 places. We had one place that was antiseptically clean on this side of the street. And this side, I couldn't even see through the guy's windows. And I said, I was with Helen at the time. I said, this is the one we're going to go get this from. And I told the guy what I was doing. And he says, oh, you're bringing this back. Oh, here. And he wrapped up the bread separately, and he put the cheese off to the side, and he put the meat off to the side, and he goes, all right, now what you're going to do is once you go back, I want you to heat this up. He told me exactly how long to heat it up in the microwave.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And then
You're right.
I reconstructed the whole thing.
Oh, my God.
I reconstructed the whole thing back for him. The whole radio station smelled like this oh, my gosh. I didn't want him to bring it in. And, yeah,
right,
that was
14
delicious.
years ago, you're absolutely right. So it's been 14 years since I've had a Philly cheesesteak. So they're up there, and she's going to get this. Just before we went on the air, she called me from Philly saying, oh, I'm not going to be able to bring your cheesesteak back because we don't have any way to refrigerate it, blah, 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 blah.
I did not make that excuse. No, I brought a cooler with me,
and
I packed it with ice.
I asked for so little in this life.
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
Who was this?
I can have one shipped here. It's
who
like
was that?
can,
Who was this person who did this?
I'm not going to name.
Who was this
names
fine
because
person? This person, a friend of yours? A person, a friend of yours?
It wouldn't be fair to drop time on them to let them know what the selfish hogs I think they are, and again how they could have just gone ahead and gotten a little styrofoam cooler for $2.99.
Yeah. Or you can get one at the dollar store. You know what they charge you for that?
$1.
$1.
Yeah,
at the dollar store. So I have 2 stories. One is one and one is another. And I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Two.
It's 2 stories. 2 stories. So, all right.
Good day, buddy.
All right. So let's do this. Question for you. You have a 2-year-old.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to ask me if I was going to get on a plane where I have to sit and sit.
We did that. We're done with that
that's
story.
right. We did.
We did that story. So my question is, you're at a school function. It's like a, I don't know, parents meeting thing, whatever. And there's, people up on the stage or talking, what have you. And kids are running around. They're having a good time. And you see a mom videotaping her small child drinking a beer.
Has he got a cigar with him too? Couple of broads on his arm.
So it was like a what's the light?
Hell of a meeting.
It was a Now it was a Bud Light, and rumor has it that they thought that she mistaken because Bud Light and Pepsi had the same color blue on the cans. So she thinks that possibly, people are going like, So anyway, someone did approach her and said, I'm sorry, you can't allow your toddler to drink beer here at school. Or for that matter, anywhere. So, oh my gosh, I can't make this up.
People think we make this stuff up, but you don't. This
is for really happening.
Is human behavior.
So what happened? What happened was
what happened was
what happened was they followed the mom home, and the police knocked on the door, and they had regular child sodas, things like that, and they think that's what probably happened. There was a mix-up that it was a beer and it was supposed to be a Pepsi, and so but who would be the responsible party in that one?
My mother.
Thank you. Ding 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 ding. There we go. So you wouldn't arrest the 2-year-old.
No.
So the 2-year-old would not be facing criminal charges for possession of alcoholic beverages. Is that correct? I'm just asking.
Only in America.
Oh my gosh. So
Again,
sure
why
enough.
aren't the aliens landing?
Stop pointing those laser pointers at us. We're not cats. Meow. We'll get Josie and the Pussycats coming down to visit us. Josie and the Pussycats. Okay, so. Oh my gosh. All right, now I got one. Now I got one. Another little story. That was a 2-year-old. Now I have an 11-year-old. Okay? 11 years old.
We're almost legal.
Stole his parents' car and drove down the freeway. Wrong way down the road, whatever. High speed. And when cops came up next to him and they shouted out like, "Hello, vehicle over," he just shook his head no and just and blew it. Third time. So, again, 11-year-old, who's the responsible party?
Grandma and Grandpa.
No. Nope.
Yes.
No. The police are going to be filing felony charges against an 11-year-old child. I'm waiting.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that. Well, now wait a minute.
Now, who's the responsible party?
Well, the grandparents for allowing it to happen.
No, parents, regular parents.
Or the parents for allowing it to happen a second time. First off, but also, if this is the third time, right?
Yeah, this is the third time.
So then he understands by now that there is a consequence for doing this.
All right.
So by the third time, yeah, because it's like if there's a fourth time, somebody may die.
Do you lock up an 11-year-old in Rahway State Penitentiary?
Boy.
Because I said felony.
Well, they've got to have. They'll have to have a juvenile setup. So again, I'm sorry because unfortunately, kids are thinking like I did when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I never came up with any of the dastardly things that kids do today.
I didn't either. Nope.
And I mean, again, and the fact is that in the summer, it's like I would try and get out as early as I could, and I'd be adventuresome, and I'd be walking and playing all day long, not want to stop playing. Not these kids. Number one, they're spending too much time sitting in front of screens and monitors. Mm-hmm. They're not talking to each other, talking at each other through a screen or a monitor.
Yeah.
We're in a bad way. We're in a real bad way, and it's not getting any better.
Yeah. You know what they should do?
They should them all, and I'm so sorry.
No.
Line them up against the wall.
Get them all involved in scouting. Yeah. Except for one small problem. Which one?
Which one?
Have you heard the latest?
Oh yeah, it's like the fact that the Boy Scouts are saying we're going to open our doors and we're going to allow girls in.
Yes, you know what they did, right?
They sued.
No. Boy Scouts didn't sue. They changed their name to BSA Scouts.
Oh God.
So it's no longer Boy Scouts Association. It's just BSA. So
And
that
what
way,
does the BSA stand for?
that stands for the allowance of girls. Now we can have, it's just scouts. It's just scouts. Come on over. So what of course did we do? We are a litigant country. So what happened? The Girl Scouts sued the Boy Scouts
Yeah.
for trademark infringement, for dropping the word boys.
Oh.
And
I mean,
okay, if you're a girl and you go to a Boy Scout event and there ain't no cookies there, you know you went to the wrong spot.
you are the cookie.
Yes, you.
That was very inappropriate, Mr. Slade. You need to apologize to everybody on the planet.
Everybody on the planet, I'm sorry that you would be the cookie if you went to an all Boy Scout camp.
But that's
sorry
exactly
that
what would
that's
happen. And how stupid would you be if you didn't know the difference between going to Girl Scouts or BSA Scouts?
Well,
I mean,
see again. Now you're going to depress me again because this is all part of that whole thing. Scouts don't mean the same thing as they did when I was a kid.
I know.
I mean, it's like I do know someone who is working to become an Eagle Scout, and I mean, it's admirable. It sets up young men and women. It's another form for young men and women to grow. But unfortunately, they were set up in different organizations and they were set up for different functions. And this is where we're blurring the lines and defining roles. And that's where it's all gone to hell in a handbasket. You know?
I know.
It just like I say, the Boy Scouts should be the Boy Scouts. Girl Scouts should be able to be the Girl Scouts. And, you know, again, I don't think anybody will misunderstand, oh, was I supposed to be in that line or this line?
Yeah. Look, use the girls, right? You go in the kitchen, you make the cookies. You boys, you out there, you make them birdhouses, okay? Okay, everybody okay? Hey, Carmine, go sit down. Go sit down, Carmine.
Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of either of the hosts.
Hey, Carmine Neguzio, how you doing?
How you doing, Carmine? It's like, I tell you what, don't bother to apologize because you'll just screw it up.
Yeah, them broads ought to go back in the kitchen and do some cooking, you know what I'm saying? For the love of God. You's got them knowledges. You go in there and make the cookies, you know what I'm saying? Look, and put a little more peanut butter in them peanut butter ones because I think he's jipping us off, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying there. Yeah, it's beauty. Hey, Carmine, go away. No, it's okay. I'm just talking a couple of things to people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go. Carmine, go. Come up. Sorry about that. I'm back.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
That's what's going on there. Yeah. So so let me ask you a question.
I tell you what, this is one we're definitely going to want to put in the books, man. Make a special asterisk for this show.
Why?
Because this is Dan's masterpiece.
No,
it really is.
I'm sorry. If you, what did you want to talk about?
Listen.
Did you prep for this week?
Yes, I'm sitting here with it. I'm talking about finding roaches and Burger King burgers.
Oh, let's talk about that. Go.
Okay.
I want to hear about this.
All right. So
I didn't mean to dominate the show.
Oh, no, it's like it's been really entertaining. You're just one funny mopo, man. All right, so anyway, Joseph Carney of Kingston, New York, recently found a cockroach in his Philly King burger from Burger King. So Burger King had a pest control to inspect the restaurant. No evidence of any roaches was found. Here's the downside. This is where...
What kind of roach was it? I mean...
Yeah, not one of those because he wouldn't have told anybody that. But anyway, it's like Burger King says that Carney is a former employee. And he was mad because a friend of his was recently fired from their restaurant.
Ralph Cramden?
Yeah.
Carney?
Hey, nothing. Okay. And Carney... the Carney charges were a slap in the face of our dedicated, hardworking staff who live in the New Paltz area and who pride themselves on providing quality food and quality service. Blah 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 blah. Apologize for serving garbage.
Blah 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 blah.
I got stuff. Hey, by the way, we
Yes.
don't have any sponsors, man. Oh no, I'm sorry. We got restaurant sponsors.
Yeah,
What
we have
happened to
Pouchies.
Pouchies and Brimley.
Pouchies and Brimleys. No. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do this one.
Dancing?
I see something icy.
I see something icy.
So here's what she's discovered. People are actually hiring her for parties, adult parties. So what they do is people will get the ice truck. They produce this beautiful, delicious product, and then people will take it, and they'll at their own home or wherever their social event is, and they will introduce their own adult beverage on top. So it could be, hey man, turn your phone off, dude.
Call you back.
Dude, turn your phone off.
Oh, sorry.
This is a professional show. We don't make mistakes like that.
20 minutes late.
Yeah.
We're experiencing operating difficulties. Please stand by. Ba-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Please stand by.
Anyway, so
I see something icy.
yeah. So what they'll do is pretty cool. They come in, they do their, let's say it's like a pina colada one, right? And then people will go ahead and drizzle on top a couple of shots of rum on top. So they got like this iced over pina colada, which is really, really, really tasty. So Icy Something Icy. You could check them out at www.icy, so it's ICEY, and then something without the G, icy, ICEY.com. And then, yeah, Sheila will be more than happy to set up shop. And people are, I mean, it's switched from like a child venue to an adult venue. Still a sweetheart.
So instead of soda pop, we're selling.
No. Now, to be clear, all she's doing is she's setting up the ice, the ice and the flavor. Right. You, whatever you do with it after you get to that point, that's fine. And people are digging
drunk. Oh, I'm sorry.
So you can give her a call. She can set things up 804-617-8827. 804-617-8827. That's Sheila Keenan. Yep. I see something icy. So that's
make sure you take your cell phone.
Let her know you heard about it from the Slade Mayson show. Hey, something else we haven't been doing. We enjoy people listening to us. What we need are people to campaign for us. We need people to go out there and say, hey, are you a podcast person? Yeah, I am. Oh, listen, go to olfw.com and that'll redirect you directly to our Anchor website. That's I have it. So four letters. You can't remember 4 letters. Online Funny Wit. How hard is that? Okay? Campaign for us. Get us the listeners. Now, we have had kind of a bump up in the past couple of weeks. We've had 4 or 5 more people coming on board, which is great. But 4 or 5 more people isn't what we need. We need thousands of people listening to the Slade and Mayson show. So
Ted, get to work.
So, Dan. So, Ted.
Tell both your friends.
Shantice, you're listening. I know. I mentioned your name. Oh no. Listen. Start plugging. Anyway, so the point is, stop it. Go to your room. You are in your room. Anyway, stop. So yeah, you need to campaign for us, and you other people, the other 8 or 9 people listening to us randomly, probably family members. You need to campaign for us. Let people know that it exists. It's funny. It's entertaining. Used to be.
Look, Dan.
Yeah.
Listen, you just got to put it in terms that the average consumer understands. Do you remember that commercial for the shampoo? You tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on.
Yeah. So that's how that goes. So if you share, they'll share. You share, they share.
This is one time we don't want you to be selfish about this. We want you to spread the love. Just spread it all over the place. Just spread it until you get a
it doesn't sound right. Stop talking. That's no longer appropriate. Let me ask you a question.
You've been doing a lot of that today, man.
No. I'm sorry. So Burger King.
Than my ex-wife, I tell you.
So the Burger King kid who had the roach in his food. What was the outcome of that? They pressed charges.
Just came out with this statement, and they couldn't find any roaches. But I mean, it just goes to show that that's why we have to be very, very careful in this society, because everybody's looking to get over. Yeah. Everybody's looking to get ahead. Everybody's looking to make a buck. But I'm going to tell you, as I have told people before, and as I told my ex-wife, I ain't got nothing, but you can't get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Yep.
And the sermon.
Yep. Unless, of course, the Slade and Mayson show takes off, in which case we're in trouble. So.
Well, then, like I say,
then people come out of the woodwork.
I'll deal with that bridge when we come to it. I'm ready for it.
Coffee. Delicious coffee.
God, I thought you farted, man.
No, it's called, listen. Yeah, let's try to get my coffee.
Enjoying your morning?
It's great. It's great, man. So, let me ask you something.
Sorry, I was about to make my old man noises again.
I'm just thinking here. So,
you're not, liar.
So
you're coming up with another riff.
This is interesting. I just don't know how to how to
love him.
Microsoft.
What to do.
Microsoft purchased about 8-9 years ago Minecraft. Some people know this, and people are this way about it. They're like, all right, whatever. But I mean, talk about embracing a product that you have. Microsoft essentially set up a Minecraft world to show the employees how the future company's upgraded campus will look. I mean, I can think of nothing more goofy.
Boring?
Yeah, than to set up a Minecraft. I mean, first off, would you not? I mean, you'd have to take the blueprints. You'd have to then think about how big something. Think about the amount of wasted time and money spent on that.
Now, this is still Bill Gates and company, right?
Yeah. Well, Bill Gates he's like a chairman or something. He doesn't do anything except just kind of hang out.
But there again, it's because there is so much money on the table that people are just developing worthless, ridiculous, redundant ideas and recycling them through our society. And we, being the fools that we are buying into it. Stop the madness. The machines are taking over. We've got to run. The sky is falling.
Boom, 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 boom. No, it's Skynet. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, I know what I'll do.
Boom, boom.
I know exactly what I'll do.
What?
Give me a dramatic bed just a second.
A dramatic bed. All right,
it's like a
Hold on. Let me look at free music. Let's go here, Django. Yeah,
this is gonna be worth. I just know because Dan is now searching for free music, free dramatic music. Yeah,
free music archive, free stock
I hope this
music.
bit is worth all this.
Jingles, free royalty free.
Oh, okay, there we go.
There we go. Let's see. What type of music you want?
Dramatic.
Dramatic music. Let's see if this works.
Again.
All right. This here. You ready? Let's see if this sounds like. Oh, shh. This is from audiojingle.net. Here we go.
Yes, that's perfect. Start it again.
All right. Let's start again. Hold on. Hold on. Ready? Here we go. All right. I can only play the first 7 seconds, and otherwise I have to pay for it.
All right.
Here we go. Ready, set, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, join President Trump's Space Force! Yeah, it was worth it.
That's frightening. That is frightening. Yeah, it's coming, boys and girls.
Yeah, Space Force, man.
I think I'm going to talk to that guy, Luke Skywalker. I think he knows how a couple people we could talk to.
Hey, you have that. Remember to keep that too.
Oh my gosh. Wasn't that that was a for crying out loud. It was a James Bond, wasn't it? Didn't we do a James Bond movie based upon that with the shuttles?
No.
Spy Who Loved Me or something like that. Yeah.
No, you
They
did
went up this.
that with your other black friend.
No. They did a
Doesn't
James
have another
Bond.
black friend.
They did. Stop it. Stop it. Go to your room. Go to your room.
Tired of my
You are being bad today. No, it was it was a James Bond. It was hold on. Now I got to take a look here. There was a James Bond where they did it in space. James Bond space.
Oh, he's a slow typist too.
Yeah, it was called Moonraker. Yep, 1979.
Oh yeah,
Moonraker.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then that was so embarrassing.
Yeah, it was one of the worst of the Bond franchise. So.
Oh my gosh.
But there again, but
Brought in
all
a
I
quarter.
could think when I heard that was, you remember the 1960s cartoon, Space Ghost?
Oh, vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and you see this guy with these magic bands on his arms, and they could turn into all kinds of powers and stuff,
Yeah.
depending on what he needed it for.
Yeah.
It always looked like he was pushing the same one, though. Oh, yeah, he had a monkey named Blip. Oh,
I remember
the drugs
that.
are taking effect. I'm remembering things now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that had Richard Keel in there. The guy who played Jaws.
Right.
Do you know that he actually his teeth in the movie they look like they're a set of stainless steel teeth?
Yeah.
Those were real. Those were his real teeth. He was suffering from gigantism. He was over 7 feet tall, and I guess part of the whole deal is your mouth outgrows. So he had it. Those were his real teeth, stainless steel. Jiminy crickets,
Yeah, buddy.
dude. I don't know.
Gotta be careful with chicks, man.
Yeah, you had to go there.
You set me up for
You
it. You just set me up for
bad person. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to apologize on behalf of my partner, Mr. Slade, for being inappropriate.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mason Show.
So that's what's got going there.
it. How much time do we have, man? Many?
Fortunately, we only have about less than 15 minutes. So
I have to keep this line. I'll have to write this one down. Yeah.
let's see. Is he still around? Let's see. Richard
Who?
Keel. Richard Keel. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
September 2014.
Yeah. So, well, like I say, but it's like, considering he had gigantism, I mean, so did Andre the Giant.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's wild. Let's see. Ooh, that's not good.
What's that?
1992, suffered a head injury, car accident. Yeah, he had to walk with a cane for the rest of his life. What
Wow.
a bummer. Yeah. Anyway, what's up? What do you got?
I'm writing a final thought.
Oh, all right.
So again, like I say, just let me know when we get to that point.
Well, it was interesting because I sometimes you read things and you read titles really fast, and there's a term for it when you don't actually read the word, you look at the shape of the word, and your mind automatically knows what that word's going to be. And that's part of, remember Evelyn Woodhead's speed reading courses?
Yes.
Same type of thing. You see the shape of the word. You don't actually have to read every character, so you know what the word is.
It's like human autocorrect, right?
Correct. But sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I had
sometimes autocorrect.
Yeah, sometimes it just, it's like, what? And you have to go back and reread that line. And you go, oh, okay, all right, now I got it. But so I'll read it the way I initially understood it, and then I'll reread it the way it really happened.
Okay.
Are we ready? I love it. And you can tell I'm a dad because here it comes. All right, title says, 82-year-old woman dies days after vomiting for the very first time.
What are you calling this segment, Dan?
Then I reread it. And then it made sense. Just broke the system. Here we go. All right. It said 82-year-old woman dies after voting for the first time. So, it's important, when you do like news, it's really important to maybe sometimes read these things ahead of time.
Yes, boy. As one who is famous for cold reading copy, yes, sir.
Have you ever done such a faux pas of reading a key word, a really, really important word in a sentence, and reading it all wrong and completely changing the content? Has that ever happened to you, Mr. Slade?
Oh, yes. Oh, God, yes.
Oh.
If you've ever done news, yes, you've done that. You have done that.
Oh, my gosh. I just... Oh, that hurt. So...
But again, we are, we are a society of very funny people.
Oh my gosh. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. You went to the store. Who takes you to the store? You mentioned you go frequently.
Well, it's like most of the time it's my friend Brenda, again, because and I shop like a man, but I shop fairly thoroughly because I also don't like eating out.
Yeah.
So, again, it's just so I make sure I have enough here at my house that I want. And so if we get 19 feet of snow and I can't get out, which is highly unlikely,
then it's 2 jars of peanut butter. Yeah, got it.
2 jars of peanut butter, yes, sir.
And
absolutely.
And a big, huge loaf of barley bread.
Oh man, Dan.
Boy, I can taste that soy.
Yeah, oh man, it's like, stop messing up my food.
So I need to ask you, when you purchase something, have you ever made a mistake and purchased the wrong thing?
Yep.
Other than the Coke.
I eat my mistakes.
Yeah.
I just do. I'll tell you the last one that I did. I bought, I think they were called Veggie Tots.
Yeah. You thought they were regular tater tots.
Well, I was thinking there was something else or had a different texture, and
instead of potato, they were vegetable enabled.
Yeah,
pretty nasty stuff.
I guess I just don't know what vegetable it was. It didn't taste like any vegetable I'd ever eaten. But I did. It took me like maybe a month and a half, but I finally ate them all.
Man, it's interesting. There was there the big thing for 2017 2018 was broccoli. Okay, broccoli this, broccoli that. You can not broccoli, cauliflower, excuse me, because it's
Oh,
white
yes.
and you can grind it up, and it's just like having potatoes, and you have cauliflower potato chips and cauliflower mashed potatoes, and I said there really must be something to this. So I did. I bought ho ho
Oh, that's
ho
right. This
Green
is the guy
Giant.
who makes his own potato chips.
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I bought a frozen bag of quote unquote Green Giant cauliflower mashed potatoes, and I brought them home, and I heated them up, and I prepared them exactly the way the manufacturer suggested I do it. When I was done, I took a mouthful. It was like someone had already pre-chewed up all the cauliflower and then just stuffed it into my mouth. I'm like, this is fucking gross.
It looked a little like your homemade marshmallow in your cocoa.
It was disgusting. I mean, it tasted. It doesn't, guys, gang. Listen, it just tastes like cauliflower. Okay, it's just cauliflower.
It's just gross.
Just moving
It's
on.
just gross. I mean, I was so disappointed because I had my mouth looking for
Oh, I
one
know.
thing, and
Oh, and then you
man.
put cauliflower in your mouth. What the what?
Like
All
I
right.
said, I thought they had done something else with cauliflower.
Well, let me tell you, I return things. I return things pretty frequently. If it needs returning, I'm gonna take it back. Like I purchased it was like a General Tso's chicken or something like that. I figured let's try the what the heck was it? I guess it was Giant brand or something like that. And just for fun and giggles, I picked up a pack of it, and it was the most repugnantly disgusting, nasty, foul-smelling, gross, leftover chicken bits of grizzle that I'd ever put in my entire mouth.
And I
And
don't know what that sauce is that they call themselves putting it in.
oh, it was disgusting. So I brought it back. I said, "This is disgusting. You should take every single bag off the shelf. Never, ever offer this product ever again. You have a money back guarantee on the back of this bag. I'm here for my money because this was nasty, gross. And I've eaten some crud in my life.
Oh yeah.
But that would, I'm like, there's a chef somewhere went la 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 la. This is the dish. This I like it. This is good. What do you guys think? Oh, this is really good. I like this is pretty good too. Hey, how much is it? And then something happened. It just it got down to the factory floor and it went ka-thunk, 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 ka-thunk. So yeah, it just so I've done that. But I went to return some clothes that I picked up for John, and so he's migrating from like kid-sized clothes into not very tall men's clothes. Okay, so finding the right combination, it's waistline, the thing. All right, so I got a pair of jeans that were too long, or 2 inches too long, so I brought them back, and I stood online. And I was watching this lady return like one item, okay? And she had like 3 or 4 other people with her at the time, young kids, and they got through the whole process, and she got her money back, and then the child reached over and grabbed the bag, and they dumped the entire bag onto the counter. They were returning these 67 things. And I'm like, what? Why do I always get on this line? She was returning everything she had purchased for the past 16 months. And I looked, her other 3 children also each had bags in their hands. And I'm like, this is not going to end well. So
we're calling ahead. We'll have lunch here. We'll order lunch and have it delivered. We should be out by 2. It's now 9:15.
So I gracefully pretended to look down at my watch on my wrist, which I didn't have, and I said, "Oh, look at the time." And I skedaddled out of there. Oh my gosh! All right,
I do the same thing in grocery stores because I mean, it's like if I'm in line, I have my little specialty card that's ready, and it's like, and I either have my wallet in my hand or I have my credit card in my hand.
Yep.
So that, again, it's not. I'm not going to wait until you tell me $67.40 and oh, wait a minute, here's my M specialty card.
No, that's all done. We're done. Yeah, I mean,
it's like, and then it's like, let me swipe my card. Oh, it didn't swipe. Do I need to do it again?
Oh my gosh!
Like,
and people with the smartphones now, they have the smartphones. This lady took 15 minutes, and I'm like, just pull out your credit card. It's in your purse. Oh, it should work. Did you? Let me try to hold the phone for you. And the three of them are trying to figure out how to get this stupid phone to work. I'm like, pull out your credit card. There's a line 67 people behind you. Why do we have to use this? If the technology doesn't work, move on.
Oh, just wait, my brother, because those cards with the chips have now really infiltrated our society.
Yes.
And
you
we're coming up to just the right time of year for it.
Yeah, and you got to rub the surface real quick because if it gets a little bit of grunge on there, the machine can't read it. All right. Hey, we're over. So you wanted to say something to close out.
All right, well, listen, you'll have to go back to the program to find out this reference point, but here's what I wanted to leave you with. It gives a whole new meaning to box lunches. Bye.
What? That's all you're doing? I waited for that?
Yep.
Oh, my dear God. All right, friends. Well, that's it.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
I could have come up with something like box turtle.
I don't know what you're going with that. We waited all that time for that.
But see, there's going to be somebody who's going to go, what is he talking about? Now I'm going to have to listen back and find out what I was talking about.
I'm gonna go grab the kids and go down to Brimley's. All right, guys, what do you want? Chicken or beef?
I want
They don't have a fish sandwich.
I want pancakes.
They got cheeseburger. I know you don't want the cheese on there. Well, he recommends you just
peel it off.
Either that or a Joey burger.
I want the extra pound.
I didn't finish everything I wanted to talk about.
We never do. Hey, you know when we'll be getting together next?
What?
I think it'll be Thanksgiving week, won't it?
Let me take a look here. Oh, the 25th. Is that Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
When's Thanksgiving?
The 22nd.
Oh.
So I'll wait a little bit more.
I'll just come in.
All right, we'll see you all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Shh. Is it over?
Yeah, I think so.
Don't want a Joey burger or a Brimley's cheese. Bye, everybody.
I want it without the cheese.
Well, you gotta peel it.
Say good night, Dan.
Good night, Dan. Bye, everybody.